everyone, I'm Anchi. Welcome to Taiwan is my home. Throughout the years, Taiwan has merged in different culture. The person we're going to talk about today is an example herself. Her father is Manchurian, mother is Han. She grew up in Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Rayon. She then left town to study finance and economics. Her job was also in the same field. But after she married into Taiwan, she started restaurant business. She sells Xinjiang food that also mixed in Taiwanese flavor. I'm not just doing it for fun. I want everyone to know I'm serious. Most people stereotype Li Pingyang, thinking that she only got married to get ID card. She opened a restaurant just because she wants to be a boss. That's your opinion, not how I feel. I'm still able to work, so I work. I don't want to become one of those people who just sits around doing nothing. Been married for 15 years, stayed in Taiwan for 8 years, but at first, Yang didn't want to come. She just wanted to work with her husband and continue living in southern China. I had always thought my life was good enough, so I didn't want to pursue anything more. I married him because emotionally, you just fall in love with someone. You just like him in person. But eventually, she gave up her old life for love and came to Taiwan. Yang's husband is still in China, while she's limited by Taiwan's law that she brought her kid to Taiwan, waiting to get ROC's ID. I couldn't spend too much time outside of house because my kid was in kindergarten. I just stayed home and watched TV, doing nothing. I opened the restaurant because I wanted to do something that would affect the least to the things at home. I didn't know I should have bargained about the rent. I paid what the landlord said, and I liked the shop, so there it is. Young's husband supports her. They applied for credit loans together. We applied for credit loans. I wanted to do this, and my husband supported me. I couldn't let someone who supports me end up in a bigger dilemma. I couldn't afford to lose, so I had to succeed. To be honest, if one can choose a career, can do whatever they want, this is seldom one's choice. It's quite tiring. Yang smiled. She always gives herself confidence. She started to roll out the dough, make them into noodles. Every different shape of the noodles has certain names for it. Cooking the hometown dish is how Yang always encouraged herself. Taiwan is a place where it gathers people from different cities. Taiwan's a little bit like Xinjiang. Xinjiang has hands from everywhere, just like Taiwan does too. It's like Shanghai cuisine in Taiwan. You have this, you have that. You can also make some changes to it. We have original flavors, we also have creative cuisines. Pull up and fold the dough, slowly spread out the noodles tenacity to make it soft but also strong, keeping its flexible texture. When was your first time doing this? Do you remember? Maybe 13 or 14. Yes, about that age. Did it not up? I was so mad at myself. I even threw away my food. Until the age of 17, Yang was already able to make different types of noodles. Sometimes people want this, sometimes that. I would do it myself. It's because of homesick. I've been away too long. The spicy Xinjiang chicken that's originally brought in from Sichuan and the milk brick tea are two things that Yang often made and shared with friends back then. It's a must-learn if you're leaving home. You'll miss the milk tea. You should know how to make it. When I left Xinjiang, every time when I visit home, when I leave, I will take some Xinjiang tea leaves with me. We call it brick tea. After I got into Taiwan, the Xinjiang milk tea space went from goat's milk to cow's milk. Taiwan's weather is always hot and humid. Taiwanese people don't always drink beer when eating. Before Yang moved to Taiwan, she already found out these little facts from her time working for Taiwanese businessmen. So the originally soaked in chili oil and braised sauté spicy chicken has suited itself measured to local conditions. Stir-fry the brown sugar until it melts but not burned. Put in fresh onions. It suits Taiwanese sugary taste. Chicken nuggets with hash browns, green and red pepper dices. The sweetness from fresh vegetables was added to the soup. The sharp, spicy northern flavor has softened, replaced by the warm, fresh, and sweet southern flavor. The change really caught customers' attention. I think any kind of an exotic food, when it is presented to another country, it has to adjust a little to suit the locals' taste. I personally think when you bring an exotic dish to a country, you have to find a way to survive. And when it combines different cultures, it actually becomes something new. Cuisine for me isn't something that's not changeable. A Northeast father and a Sichuan mother met in Xinjiang. Yang is Han, but she actually grew up in Xinjiang. Actually, before, I thought about making a copy of my ID card, frame it, and hang it in the shop, or else people always think I'm a foreigner. Yang counted herself fortunate that she adjusted the flavor, or she wouldn't be able to survive in this residential area. The business was rather good at the very beginning. It surprised me. I was wondering why, even before the opening, there were already people lining up in front. I finished the lunch hour at 2 p.m., but the ingredients I prepared runs out at 1. Yang first thought she could do everything herself, but turned out she couldn't. From making noodles to frying chicken, all the secret trick has to be passed on to the staff. I once had a staff ask me, "Why do you let people take pictures of what you make? Aren't you afraid they will copy yours and open another restaurant?" I said, if they're really that good, then do it. Same salt, same soy sauce, same spices. One dish can still taste exactly different coming from different people who make it. I think enough practice makes one mature, and the things she makes, it's with confidence. The fettuccine flows like waves in the hot water. Scoop up the noodles, then directly pour in the just stewed chicken. Mix it a little, it will soak more even, or else sometimes if you don't mix it, there's no taste in the noodles, and the noodles get sticky. The Xinjiang girl who made food for a roommate is now a mother and has a family far away from home. Yang makes sauté spicy chicken for her family and friends. These are a big portion. We always share with the whole family. It tastes even better when it shares with others. To survive in another country requires strength and flexibility, just like the noodles in her hands. Yang's mother always worries about her. She graduated in finance but ended up running restaurants. But Yang admitted, other than getting a white-collar level of life, she also found another interesting side of this job. I feel responsible for the customers. When others admire your work, we feel accomplished. It feels great to have people admiring your work, but it's also tiring. The dough kneading work never ends. At first, Yang didn't even want to use machines for help, but it's too much work, so their eldest daughter had someone help them bought a second-handed flour beater. It was a small one. I found it useful, so I then bought bigger and bigger ones. With the restaurant open, life has gained more ups and downs. 8 years have gone by. Yang made new friends in Taiwan and also invented many new dishes. Sometimes, because of some utensils I really like, I would think of if there's anything that can go with it. You see, it's half transparent. It's very flexible and tasty. It's different from flat rice noodle. Yang now barely has chance to visit back home, but whenever she goes back, she will still spend her own money to learn liang pi. Steam the dough until you get wheat gluten, and the water can be steamed into liang pi. One dough, 2 flavors. This is a hui dish, but it's also famous in Xinjiang. People love this dish. They want it anywhere, anytime. Once, a TV food program about roasted spring chicken inspired Yang. Roasting chicken takes a while, so she thought about roasting fish. Peel off and mince the lime skin, squeeze in the lime juice, and mix it with mashed garlic and spices to take away the fish-like smell. This will be roasted. Later, the dough will turn yellow and increase its smell. And at the meantime, it keeps the water inside the fish like it's steamed. Fresh fish wrapped in dough put into oven. There's no such dish in Xinjiang, but small shop needs to survive. While waiting for the big dish to be done, they also sell small lunch boxes. I always get salmon fried rice. I think it's great. Its saltiness is perfect, and it's not too greasy. It's just smooth. Yang's little daughter helps. She's just like Yang in her childhood, wearing colorful earrings, hoping that when she grows up, she can be clever and capable as her mother. With the right dough wrapped up the fish, it doesn't smell funny, and it's as tender and fresh as steamed fish. Are you going to soak that? This can go with the meat. It tastes great, like cookies. Break up the crust and dip it into the fish soup. Kids rush to eat. Yang invented a new dish in a foreign country, just like parents taking roots in a foreign land. Now her life here is glittering. Her desire of going back has slowly gone away. If you come to our restaurant, we might also become friends. We knew many people from here. I think my life is more fulfilling and happier. Do the best to whatever happens today, to me, is a proof that you actually live the day. Li Pingyang has expanded her business into 2 restaurants a while ago. Doing what needs to be done at the day assures there will be favors in return. Later, we're going to talk about a Polish father and daughter's story. Welcome back to Taiwan is my home. To talk about Taiwan's most attractions, this Polish dad sure can tell you a bunch of it. He has traveled around the world, but at his second time in Taiwan, he decided to start a family here. The interesting part is, under this playboy look, he is actually a great traditional Polish cake maker. His stand in the night market even became a mark. Wanna go see the world? Andrzej from Poland not only wanted to, but he actually did it. The tattoo on his arm reminded him of his Mongolian lineage. He must venture out into the world just like his ancestors. No one could tie him down. He didn't follow his dad's advice to become a dentist. When people are busy rushing to work, Andrzej set up tents, built up fire to make food. His transportation, instead of a real horse, was an old bike from World War II. I spent almost 15 years living in tents, eating food made from bonfires. I never stay in hotel when I was traveling. I don't like it. Andrzej's travel experience became his inspiration. These photos and artworks record all the beautiful memories, but there are things that can't be memorized by just photos or artworks. That is, Andrzej finally got tied down. Sometimes it's like magic. You met this person and you just want to be with her. This type, I met the type I like. And then we had kids. I thought we can start a family. Oh, roselle. Yeah, my wife used sugar and water to handle the roselle. It's beautiful on the cake and it's delicious. Andrzej met his wife over an online dating website. She didn't thought he would really come to Taiwan. That was the first time Andrzej went to somewhere that's unreachable with his bike. After I went back to my country, we started to talk more and more, and then we got together. Andrzej came. On the second time, he stayed. I want him to have good quality of life. To me, that's my first goal. Andrzej hates the ordinary jobs. He loves painting and sculpturing, the typical artist type. Now, he still creates with his own hands. Cakes. This is my first time making cakes because my mom used to bake cake for us, not for business, but just for family. When my daughter was born, my wife and we made cakes for our family and friends. I spent all the money. I spent almost everything on the cakes. I didn't know how to live the rest of our lives. And at the full month party, someone suggested me, why not bake cakes for a living? It's still a job for making money, only this time Andrzej was happy to do it because it's for people he loves and the working atmosphere was great. The smell of sun and flavors of the raw materials for cake makes for fun. It's the ideal kitchen of a kid, working, tasting, and having fun all at the same time. This is so far the only job Andrzej would take. Yes, every day. I don't have to take my kids to school because they have to bond with their parents first. This is our Polish tradition. We don't like to send kids out. We do everything together. After they learn to love their parents, everything's fine. The whole family's happy, then the inspiration of artworks. Andrzej and his wife make 4 to 5 kinds of cakes every day. From the cake base to the top decorations, it's 100% handmade. It's 100% natural, nothing artificial added. Hot, rich chocolate syrup as the paint for the top of the cake, plus blueberries. This is handmade cake. I like making cakes this way. I could have used machine, but then people won't taste the efforts and energy I put in. No cake has the same pattern. NJ makes cakes as their art pieces. Yes, it's like painting. I want people to have the energy of my work. That was quite an amount of energy. 7 kinds of nuts spread one by one onto this cake. There's still one more. It has to be all 7 kinds. That's a lot. Well, when you eat a cake and you see it's full of food stuff, you'd be happy. You know, I want people to be happy, not just buying cakes. I want them happy. Cakes are art pieces. They must be pretty. NJ believes knowing the right thing to persist and hold on to, life can be amazing. Making cakes for people you love and people who buy them can also feel the genuineness. That's what happy is. These things, you know, you have to feel it. Sometimes if I'm in a bad mood, I can't get egg white whipped pretty. What's the name of this cake? This szalotka. Almost every Polish mother knows how to make this kind of apple pie, but Polish people always keep the secret recipe to themselves, so we only know the name. Just by seeing it, we can tell it is a hard work. Mashed apple, lemon stuffing, shredded coconut, and the most important thing, snow. Must wait patiently to get the perfect snow. If the timing isn't right, the shape isn't right. Yes, we have snow in Poland. I remember Taiwan does too. On the mountain. No, I never went back to Poland. Not after she was born. The moment you bite it, the puffy snow on the cake tastes a bit like Poland. A thread of missing flashed through. But that was hometown. NJ's home is here. Taiwan's fruits are great. Strawberries are very, very good. I like it. I used to buy Japanese strawberries. They look good on the outside, but it's not sweet or aromatic. It doesn't have taste. Taiwan has better quality on fruits. Yeah, I can pick bananas on my own. I grow pineapple too. Taiwan's land surprises NJ. Not just the fruit trees in his yard, but also the beautiful animals on this island. They kept chicken, ducks, dogs, and cats just to make life more enjoyable, not to kill them. She must create. She must use her own hands to create things that she can make a living from. I would never demand her to find a boring job. She needs a job, but it has to be creative. Before she starts creating, she needs to go through difficulties. And that's good, because she needs to live a creative life. NJ doesn't make much money, but in his daughter's childhood, he is always around. The smell of Taiwan's nature will always stay in her memory. I hope my kids can do jobs they like, they enjoy, because I want them to like what they do, not hate. NJ thinks children should try everything they like, as long as it's not bad and dangerous. Staying in Taiwan and watch his daughters grow up is one of the greatest things for NJ. But what if NJ's daughter also wants to travel around the world like he did? Will you let her go? I will, and I'll help her. But before she starts exploring the world, spend some time with Daddy. This one is beautiful. I got your clothes. Mom already did. This is yours. This dress is cute. Remember to get her jacket. It's windy at night. This one keeps her warm. Okay, come on. Let's go. Xingyue is a curious little girl. The first stop of her exploring the world journey is night market. Taiwan is a place filled with warmth and hospitality. The police once told him it's only legal in night markets to set up a stall. Friends from the night market always help looking after him. The maroon tablecloth gives people the same impression of Poland, mysterious and understated. A little brown-haired girl and colorful Polish cakes soon became the remark of this night market. Xingyue, why isn't your mommy here? Where is she? Oh, Mom, her mom's not here. Are you open now? Yes. Which one do you want? This one is good. I have this every day, fruits and nuts. And this is our signature, nuts and chocolate chips. This is apple and lime, my mom's #1 cake. Okay, then I want all of them. 3, 4, or 7? I have 3 sizes of boxes. 3. These are the Chinese most said by Anjay. He doesn't have time to go to school, so he learns simple words with his kids. And as for conversation, he learns from talking to customers. This is fresh made today. Very delicious. Hi, little girl. She is pretty. Is that your daughter? Yes, mine. I have 2. You have 2 daughters? Yes, I want one more. I want one more beautiful little girl. What's this? This is nuts and chocolate chips. This and this are our signatures. Oh, that's your daughter? Yes, she's so cute. She is. Anjay is so proud. He sells cakes but also keeps close eyes on his daughter. A customer came for cakes, but they started talking about their daughters. How old is she? She's 3 years old. Oh, my daughter's 4. Well, thank you. While Daddy's busy selling cakes, Xinyu found interest in customer stock. She's not afraid to play with it at all. Xinyu saw other kids in the night market busy showing the signboard to our cameraman. This place is real fun. With Daddy around, there's nothing to be afraid of. Daddy, can I eat that? Sure. He's a nice guy. If she likes it, let her have it. I know the owner. She likes it pretty much, but back home her father doesn't normally let her eat fried food. This night market is like Xinyu's playground, but she wouldn't forget to bring good stuff back to her daddy. One of these, please. Don't imitate his accent. Alright, fine. Anjay thought about taking his wife back to Poland, but she has to take care of her parents. Taiwan is a good country. It's an isolated island, but it's protected. The governments don't just rush into your house unless it's necessary. In Poland, it's completely different. You guys wouldn't know. Secret police, street mafias, the horrible memory from childhood, NJ only keeps it to himself. His beautiful little girl doesn't need to know. He understands why he chose Taiwan. It's a place where his daughter has a better chance to grow up safe. I like to count on my own feet. I protect myself. NJ is a traditional father. He picked the best lifestyle for his wife and daughters and takes all the responsibilities. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I stand on my own feet. I make everything possible with my very own hands. Because Taiwan is such a great place that NJ is willing to make family here, to raise kids, to hope, to live a splendid life here. Although there's no snow in Taiwan, NJ makes snow out of egg white. The reeds in the backyard slowly waving in the wind. Life is simple but happy. Money is good, but after all, it's just a piece of paper. Feelings are more important. What your heart feels is important. Live every day to the most interesting and beautiful. The Polish father said, living in places like Taiwan is what fills a kid's childhood with touching moments. Taiwan's night markets also reflect Taiwan's society. Recently, there are more and more exotic food stands in the night markets. We'll have more stories to share in the future. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.